Later that evening, Heisuke and I made our departure from Aizu. We were careful to avoid detection, sneaking out quietly down the forested trail to approach the border between the Aizu and Sendai domains. There, we'd encountered the last person I had expected us to see. Gosh. There's so many options for that. Hi, I'm glad it's you. I'm expecting Kazuma, so I'm like, is he the last person? I guess it's not the last person I want to see. Anyway.
Ah, a humorous coincidence to find you two here.
Kazuma! The hell are you doing here?
Kazuma's eyes thinned, pursing his lips nonchalantly as he turned to look in the direction of Sendai Castle. Team up?
It came to my attention that a group of troublesome fakes were attempting passage into the Sendai region, so I took it upon myself to see what the fuss was about.
As in Furies? This must have been Sanon's doing, no doubt. To think that they had raised enough commotion to alert Kazuma was worrying, given that he hadn't interfered with Fury business unless it was serious. Just what was happening in Sendai? The numerous horrifying possibilities came to mind. I suddenly conjured the image of a smug Sanon surrounded by a legion of obedient, bloodthirsty Furies.
Your kind will always find a new low to stoop to, eh? I am still bound, albeit begrudgingly, to the promise I made to Sen, so acknowledge this token of mercy and listen well. If more fakes are produced, I will inflict punishment more painful than anything you can imagine.
No, you idiot! Stop jumping to conclusions just for 1 minute!
Heisuke, calm down. Kazuma's not exactly receptive to threats, so watch yourself unless you want to get into a fight. Dang! Chizuru! I'm shocked. She's like, hey, calm yourself. He doesn't take well to this. If you want him to listen, you gotta calm down.
So then, which of you wants to explain? Why are you here and not with the rest of those Shinsengumi dogs?
Whether or not Kazuma could be trusted with this information was unclear to me, but since he had been regularly engaged in correspondence with Sen, I figured he didn't harbor any immediate intentions of doing us harm. Or at the very least, we shared a similar goal: to prevent Sanon from spreading this terrible affliction to innocent people before it was too late. I took a deep breath. I'm gonna take a chance. You see... Nice! Chizuru's like, I'm gonna trust. I love this. This is good. And so, I plainly recounted all that Heisuke and I discovered in our last encounter with Sanon. So, Sen's kinda MIA.
So, you mean to say that fake kidnapped her? That she is held hostage to that lecherous scum?
I mean, accurate.
Explain yourselves! How could you let that happen? I should execute you here and now for your insolence.
Hey, we had no idea it was coming. I mean, we're still reeling from the fact that Sanon would go so far as to betray us and the Shinsengumi.
You are absolutely certain that this Sanon is the man behind creating the fakes in Sendai?
Yes, we have strong reason to believe so.
I will take you for your word.
Without saying goodbye, Kazuma turned his back to us, walking in the direction of Sendai. Well, I got all the information I needed. Wait! Where are you going, Kazuma?
What an idiotic question. I am making my leave for Sendai, where I will humiliate and torture this leader of the fakes, as well as each of his underlings.
Suddenly, Heisuke perked up and his face immediately scrunched in concern.
Ah, so you've noticed. Not bad for a fake.
Well, obviously. I'm not stupid. It'd be impossible to miss. And the fact they smell like blood must mean...
Hello? Kazuma and Heisuke reach for their katanas reflexively, almost in unison. I like this team up. I was unaware of what they were talking about then.
Alright, who's hiding? Show yourselves, we know you're out there!
Ah, you smelled furies. Nice. Without waiting for an answer, Heisuke lunged towards the grass, swiping at the knoll in front of him.
Gah!
Ugh. Decisions. How distasteful to stain my sword with the blood of this filth, but allowing them to live would be an unforgivable sin. So be it.
Oh, Kazuma. Dirty my sword or let the filth live? It's so difficult being me.
Ah!
Heisuke and Kazuma butchered each of the Furies, one after the other, in cold blood.
These are probably assassins sent by Sanon, aren't they?
A likely assumption. More like a cautionary procedure to kill anyone stepping in the vicinity of the Sendai region.
What? Just then...
Gah! You bastard!
One of the Furies, stabbed earlier by Heisuke, had stood back up, attempting a feint attack from behind. Heisuke, could you just kill these things on the first try, please, instead of letting them live? I know you feel bad about it, but it really just causes more problems. Heisuke, watch out! Behind you!
Ah!
Heisuke turned to look over his shoulder, shifting his feet in anticipation of the attack. But the Fury was quicker to the draw, its red eyes thinning ominously. Just then, so many just thens, the crack of slashed wind cut through the air.
Ah!
Suddenly, the Fury halted in its tracks. Is it Amagiri or Sano? Heisuke wasn't about to let this opportunity slip.
Yeah!
Nice.
Ah!
The Fury's mouth gurgled with blood, then its body hit the floor with a dull thud. While I am no stranger to how talented the swordsmen of the Shinsengumi are, as they say, never count your chickens before they hatch. Please be more careful next time.
That voice.
Oh! Kimigiku! I was not expecting it to be you. I don't think I've ever seen you actually in action. You fought Takada, I think, in the first game. But we kind of just pieced out and didn't watch the fight. Okay. Good to know. Kimigiku! It's you! It's been a while, Chizuru. Todo. What a great team we've got growing here. When Heisuke and I originally left Edo, I'd sent a letter addressed to her through Dr. Matsumoto, but few opportunities to get in contact with her arose following our departure. I was investigating the status of Sendai, the city, when I'd noticed the movement of several Furies heading in this direction. Part of me worried that it could be you, and as luck would have it, I saw you through the brush. It brings my heart warmth to see you safe. I wanted to share in Kimigiku's elation that we were safe, but I worried about something more pressing. I don't know why it's taking me this long, but her hair is a lot like Tifa's from Final Fantasy. I'm just noticing it now. With her turn this way, I'm like, wait a minute. Just looking at her induced a crushing feeling of guilt, and a noticing of her looking a lot like Tifa. Kimigiku, I recounted this in greater detail in my letter, but Sen is... I am aware. However, her fate is not your responsibility. If I hadn't left the princess's side, none of this would have ever happened. What? No, Kimigiku!
Oh. Anything you may have done alone would have produced the same result. Know your place, bitch.
Kazuma delivered a biting critique, one that seemingly struck a nerve with Kimigiku, who gnawed on her lip.
Hey, Kazuma, there's no need to take it that far.
Your concern is kindly appreciated, Toru. But he's right. As painful as it is to admit, I alone would have been powerless against the forces assembled by Sanon, which by now outnumber us considerably. Kimigiku.
Out with it, then. Report everything you know of the situation in Sendai to me.
That man Sanon has somehow corrupted the laws of the domain, and has spread his blood to countless soldiers and criminals sentenced to execution. Thus he has preyed upon enough vulnerable souls to cultivate an alarmingly large militia, an army even. The numbers are almost double what he possessed while under the order of the Shinsengumi. Dare I say, it may even be 10 times as much. Before disappearing, Sanon left us with a vague threat, one I hadn't put too much belief in. His goal was to head north, forging the territory for a kingdom of furies backed by his formidable army. An unwieldy and ambitious claim, no doubt. But now a palpable fear began to set, as Kimigiku's report described that his lofty task was within reach. What about Sen? All we know is that he had abducted her. Were you able to get any idea of where she could be? The princess is currently imprisoned in Sendai Castle. Despite my best attempts, the castle is well fortified. Furies as far as the eye can see. There was no chance for me to make a close approach. No! Thankfully, the princess is a pure-blooded demon. Even with his tainted blood, she has yet to show any signs of insanity, but there is no precedent to the harm it may do to her body and mind while we wait.
So, we'd better get a move on, shouldn't we? His wanton disrespect to a noble pure-blooded demon violates his existence to a degree that need not worth mentioning. It sickens me.
While we're on the topic of wanton disrespect to noble pure-blooded demon ladies, can I recount the times when you did not show me respect, sir? How dare you? Kazuma, calling the kettle black.
I suppose this Sanon has a death wish, and far be it from me not to oblige him.
My current objective is to closely inspect the castle once more. Although it may be highly unlikely, there is a chance I may be able to locate some sort of hidden entrance, or perhaps a way to sneak in.
Good point. If we all move in together, we'd blow our cover. What do you want to do, Chizuru?
Sendai is crawling with bloodthirsty furies. My only advice is, if you choose to head for there, that you exercise the utmost caution.
Heh, no kidding. If I know Sanon, he's probably got like 2 or 3 traps hidden around every corner.
Indeed. Should anything catch my attention, I will be sure to notify you at once. Until then, farewell. Kimigiku nodded sternly, her voice bellowing with confidence, and she leapt from the ground into a tree. She vanished into the brush, lost in the sea of branches and foliage? Foliage? I think that's be foliage. Covering the landscape. Kazuma shrugged his shoulders, walking on the verge of leaving with an air of pretension, like he does. Where are you off to, Kazuma? If we're going to scope out an alternate entrance to Sendai Castle, shouldn't we wait for Kimigiku to return before going ahead? Kazuma was expressionless, reacting as though a fly buzzed annoyingly around his ear rather than to a question I'd posed directly to him. I mean, the similarities are quite striking. He muttered coolly under his breath.
Allow me to share some wisdom with you. If killing Sanon is truly your aim, then I would advise waiting until 2 days from now.
Why do you say that?
In 2 days' time, the moon will reach its zenith point in the sky. Amagiri, as luck would have it, is staging a widespread panic within Sendai the city. It would be fortuitous for you to take advantage of this distraction, which would make sneaking into the castle simple, even for the likes of you.
I was astonished. Kazuma, of all people, was standing in front of us with advice, speaking not only directly, but in confidence with regards to Amagiri's plans.
Well, why are you telling us and not Kimigiku?
Her loss. She exited the conversation so hastily, I barely had time to mention the subject. Our demon lineage is happenstance, and by no means do I intend to collude with every demon I meet. Heed my advice, or don't. The choice is yours. Whatever I have to give, I give.
After delivering his cryptic message, Kazuma wore a smug expression and melted like a wisp of smoke into the darkness. That boy.
I don't think I'll ever figure out whatever the hell goes on in that head of his.
Well, for now, there's no reason for us to doubt Kazuma. Something tells me that he'd help us out if given the opportunity. Yeah, girl, yeah. I'm with you there.
Man, I don't think you should trust people so much. I mean, hello? Have you forgotten all the crap he's put us through?
Of course I haven't, but...
Either way, let's head closer to that nearby town by Sendai. Once the sun's out, it'll be hard for me to get around much.
Ah, right. We nodded at one another before running off into the direction which Kazuma had just disappeared. Alright. Do or do not. We will see. Amagiri causing a ruckus. Wonder what his plans are. We sprinted underneath flickers of moonlight. Soon the glow of dawn broke from the east.
Jeez, what a workout. Maybe we should stop to rest soon.
Huh? Really? I still have a lot of energy in me.
Don't push yourself. I'm a fury, so I could run all day, but you don't have a lot of stamina.
Hey, it's not like that.
Amagiri is expected to stage a riot or something in 2 days, right? I don't think resting is such a bad idea. We've got time. At least, I think so.
Well, in that case... Then sure, I can rest for a bit.
Don't be shy. If you're feeling sleepy at all, then go ahead and get some shut-eye. I'll keep watch.
I'm fine. I'm not tired at all. Thank you, Heisuke. I sat beneath the trunk of a large tree, nestling into a spot beside its root against which I leaned my back. To be honest, my calves and knees were throbbing. In hindsight, it was relatively short-sighted. For whatever reason, we'd taken off, throwing one leg after the other at a frantic pace along the rugged, hilly terrain. Hey, Heisuke?
What is it?
Do you, feel confident right now? Confident enough to defeat Sanon? Heisuke's expression froze. Ever since our last encounter with Sanon, Heisuke had assumed a newfound resolve, but tackling fear head-on was a continuous battle. Heisuke sighed and forced a smile, lamenting at a truth he was likely fighting so hard to suppress.
Huh. Doesn't take much for you to see right through my facade, does it?
He squinted timidly, then shut his eyes. The cool morning breeze hummed softly in our ears. Heisuke took in a deep breath, exhaling calmly.
If you were to ask me right now if I were ready to kill Sanon, then, well, honestly, I wouldn't have anything to tell you. I mean, gee. I still remember meeting him when I first joined the Shinsengumi, back when he used to go by Colonel. I've been turning it over in my mind, though. I've got no idea if there's any truth in words like fate, or destiny, or if it's all crap, but for some reason, I really do think that I have to be the one to stop him. It's gotta be me.
What do you mean?
Well, If I never invited Ito to join the Shinsengumi, maybe Sanan would have never gone through all the trouble of making himself into a fury.
Heisuke, that... I'd wanted to insist and tell him that those events weren't connected, that it wasn't his fault, but he hushed me with his smile, communicating to me in a nonverbal way that I needed to relax.
It's fine, I get it. I know, it's not really my fault. But that doesn't mean that it didn't play some part in all of this. But it really makes you think, you know? About what really compels someone to go down a path towards good or a path towards evil. To answer you, no, I'm not very confident. But I'm gonna think long and hard about it, so that by the time I see him next, whatever's coming out will be straight from the heart. If all I have to go by is someone else's advice, then I'm doomed as all hell anyways.
Heisuke. Heisuke showed a surprising amount of patience and maturity in his answer, giving me the impression that this question had occurred to him already. What I had come to respect, however, was that he was choosing to acknowledge his weaknesses, resolving to search within himself for a deeper answer. As his friend, I considered the best way to respond was to say... I mean, as a friend, don't take this too much to heart, but as a friend, I wanna hold your hand. Come on, it's been so... You guys were hand-holding so much in the last game. You haven't held hands in ages. It's time. Offering an assuring sentiment was how I usually held Heisuke in his times of need, but this time doing so felt like an easy way out, and instead I wanted to show him how I'd felt. Without another word, I stood up from my little nook beside the tree trunk and walked to Heisuke.
What's the matter?
I looked him in the eye and took a seat beside him. He stared at me quietly, and I tenderly held his hand. Shook.
Huh?
Heisuke's mouth was agape in confusion. Can't blame him. I don't mean to spring this on you. I wanted to let you know I'm here, but I had a difficult time thinking of the best way to say it.
So, you...
Oh, I'm sorry. Does this upset you? Grabbing his hand all of a sudden may have been an unwanted intrusion. I became hot with embarrassment, hastily trying to slip my fingers from his hand when... Don't go!
No, I don't mind it at all. I was just surprised, is all.
Heisuke promptly reached back for the hand that I so eagerly pulled. Yeah, that's right.
Thanks, Chizuru.
How funny to think that hands, callous from years of arduous training, could be so gentle to the touch. It's very funny. After resting momentarily, Heisuke and I regathered ourselves and embarked up the trail to an elevated scenic cliff from which all of Sendai could be seen. Sunlight sparkled amidst a cluster of clouds. How you doing, boy? How's your body feeling, Heisuke?
Huh? This is nothing. Thanks for checking in, though.
I see. Part of me suspected that Heisuke was only telling me so in the hopes that I wouldn't press him more. However, Heisuke genuinely seemed to be in positive spirits, and his complexion was healthy. He directed his gaze towards the city, which had been eerily quiet from our vantage point.
So, that's Sendai, right? Man, is it me, or does it sound like a ghost town down there? It's practically noon. Talk about a late start.
Well, I guess if everyone's a fury, they wouldn't be out during the day. As Heisuke noted, it was troubling to focus on how silent it felt from the city's outskirts, especially in the middle of broad daylight. Not a peep escaped the city, and through squinted eyes I couldn't make out a single person walking anywhere near the city's interwoven streets. I wonder if people have locked themselves up in their houses to hide from the Furies. Or if... No, do you think all of the people down there might have become...
A rather elementary grasp of arithmetic you've got there. Contrary to your ill-formed assumption, there is no possible way that every single townsperson in Sendai could have been turned so quickly.
I knew it was gonna be you. Kazuma!
I sincerely hope you enjoyed your leisurely stroll.
I hope you enjoyed watching me and Heisuke hold hands.
Here I was, beginning to think that you ran off with your tails tucked underneath your asses.
Hey! We've come this far. We aren't going anywhere. Besides, where have you been, huh? You're the one with the big mouth. Surprised you haven't gotten rid of all those furies yet.
Hadn't I told you? I ordered Amagiri to stage a riot, giving me ample time to infiltrate the castle. Or, don't tell me that you're so moronic that you've already forgotten what I'd informed you of yesterday.
You bastard! The hell did you just say?
Heisuke, calm down! You too, Kazuma! Please, everyone, calm your tempers. This is no time for us to be bickering. All of us are here for the same reasons right now. At this point, we're practically allies.
Allies? Don't flatter yourselves. How delusional to think me as meek as you and require help. Especially you, little puppy. Need I remind of you that time in Edo, your limp sword was no better at killing those murderous fakes than it was collecting dust in that scabbard. Would it do me any good to place my faith in you to face your former ally when the time comes?
Well...
Kazuma's comment was aimed at Heisuke where it hurt, rendering him silent for a moment. Aww, our poor puppy.
You're right. Back then, I didn't stand a chance. Even so, Sanan was the colonel of the Shinsengumi and the head of the Fury Corps. He's no slouch. If anyone's gotta stop him, it's gotta be us.
Kazuma stared intently at Heisuke for a brief moment, inspecting him with a look of scrutiny. Soon his expression relaxed.
Same as ever, aren't you, boy? This is no training exercise. Your will isn't as sharp as your sword.
Well, tell me something I don't know. Jeez.
I suppose it is to be expected, though, isn't it? What else do you have going for you?
The hell did you say? How about looking in a mirror, pal? All you've got is a big sharp sword.
Guys! I didn't know this was like a fight I needed between... like, I'm prettier than you are. Heisuke, stop being so sensitive.
God, you're right. No need for me to get so worked up all the time, especially when this jerk's just spouting off his nonsense from his ivory tower, right?
Really? Ivory tower is what got under your skin, Kazuma? You guys, oh my goodness, so sensitive.
How dare you, you insolent!
Keeping them from arguing petulantly was becoming a draining task, but... this is not music that I ever thought I would hear when Kazuma was around, but I will take it. Alright. Keep going. I'll just get my popcorn out.
But it's true, goddammit! You're rotten, straight down to the bone. Everyone who knows you is just afraid of you. They don't respect you.
Shut your mouth, you little rat, or I'll snap it shut for you. I command the highest level of respect from each and every single member of my clan.
Oh yeah? You sure about that, tough guy? Sounds to me like you make Amagiri do all the dirty work while you stand off to the side and watch the show.
Their banter was immature at best. They traded verbal blows with the wit and candor of children. All I could do was watch, imagining the most fitting word to describe their irritating relationship. What's the word? Frenemy? It sounded so absurd as it came to mind, and yet it was so perfect. So perfect my voice creaked with laughter. I've never related more to Chizuru than in this moment. I'm like, they are very serious about insulting each other, and she's like, these two, what do they remind me of? Frenemies? Yes, that's it.
Hey, Chizuru! Just what the heck is so funny?
Sorry, I really didn't mean to laugh. Both of you were becoming so frustrated, trading insults back and forth, that it looked so funny. Turns in sync.
No, it
was
wasn't!
not.
All of it was so hilarious to me that I could no longer hold it in, and suddenly I burst into hearty laughter.
Hey! What's so funny? Jeez!
Heisuke eked a smile, forcing himself not to laugh. Come on, Kazuma. Give us a smile. Oh no. This is the best.
All of this puzzles me. Why are you beginning to laugh as well?
I don't know either. All of it's so... Damn it! I can't hold it in any longer!
This conversation is over. I've lost the desire. By all means, choke on your laughter and die.
For so long, Kazuma was our most hated adversary. As the leader of a demon clan, he'd opposed the Shinsengumi on numerous occasions, even going so far as to slaughter some of our closest allies. Yet, here we were, exchanging jokes at one another's expense. Kazuma, who had normally created obstacles for us at every conceivable turn, was now aiding us in our quest to defeat Sanan. Such a peculiar and unexpected position to be in.